Yet again, another 3 points for Tottenham. We are abroad, we are out in Spain. But the content does not stop, and that is a really, really strong start. And we need to speak about Mohammed Kudus. We need to speak about this guy. £60 million in today's market is an absolute steal. It really, really is. It wasn't the easiest games for us today, but to win another away game, beating City, beating West Ham, getting a draw at Brighton, and now beating Leeds, I think we've actually got the best away form in the Premier League. Haven't lost an away game yet. And you look at the players we've signed so far. Kudus has been an absolute ridiculous signing. Xavi Simons, I think, will get there. He needs a little bit more time to adapt to the Premier League. But the finish today from Kudus, Pedro Porro as well. Vicario made a few hiccups in the first half, but to go to Leeds United, a promoted side, 3 points, 2 goals, win 2-1, and come back with the victory going into the international break. Bearing in mind that we have lost our last 7 games before an international break. The last one was already this season. We lost to Bournemouth where Semenyo scored the goal in a 1-0 win for them. But this season, I told everyone, when you look at Ange Postecoglou, he is not a good manager. You bring in Frank, we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, we're all riding the same wave. They couldn't even beat Midland in the Europa League under Ange Postecoglou, Nottingham Forest. And look at us. Got 4 points in the Champions League this season, won our opening cup game, and we're second in the Premier League. Like, you can't really ask for more from Thomas Frank's, from Thomas Frank and the coaching staff. We've become a resilient team that no one wants to play against right now. And to think of the start of this season, I was really, really, really ambitious about this season, saying I think we can get definitely within the top 6. I think as it stands right now, we can break into that top 4. You've got the top 3, Liverpool, Arsenal and City. And then I'm looking at Chelsea, they're not that great. I'm looking at Man United, they absolutely stink. And I'm looking around, Villa and Newcastle, lots of changes there. I'm looking around going, why can't we be that team to break into the top 4? Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. I mean, what a win. Massive, massive win. There's a mentality now in this group. We're resilient. Didn't play our strongest lineup today. You know, Porro and Udogie as fullbacks went into wingbacks in the second half. We made that change. And that's the difference between what we're seeing right now and what we had last season. We've got a manager who adapts to his surroundings and to the team against, rather than playing the same rigid system where we just get absolutely cut open on the counter-attack. And I'm looking around going, if we can keep Romero and Van de Ven fit, you can kind of change the fullbacks from time to time. You can go from Udogie to Spence. You can go from Udogie to Porro and Spence. You've got a little bit more variation there. But if we can keep Van de Ven and Romero fit, we have actually got one of the best centre-back pairings in the league. Outside of, you know, the Van Dijks and Canates, the Salibas and Gabriel, I'm looking around going, ours is up there. It's definitely top 4 centre-back pairings in the league. And it should be, because they've played together for a long time now. They've won a European trophy together. Midfield today, I thought Bentancur was very, very good. I thought Xavi Simons, the pass he played in the second half, the little dink over the top for Porro to run on, was absolutely ridiculous. I thought Tel had a good game as well. Of course, got his goal, and he needed that. He needed a big, big, big confidence booster. And I'm looking around going, if we can get him now scoring, if we can get Richarlison to carry on scoring, when Solanke's back, when Kulusevski's back, when James Maddison's back, because we are missing a lot of attackers. And Xavi Simons is the only one that can really get on the ball and create things, as well as Kudus. You know, Tel gets his goal. You know, Leeds showed character, really good goal from them. Kudus' goal was a joke. But, you know, first half, Vicario makes a bit of a boo-boo at times. I don't think he's massively high in confidence. He made a save in the second half, about the 93rd minute from one of their attacking midfielders. Got a strong down to it strongly with a left hand. And you could see him like celebrating like that with the challenge, clearly showing what it means now. And after the Champions League game midweek, I was thinking, could we bring in Kingsley? Could Kingsley be the number 1? He's only, 23, 24 years of age. I'm looking around going, at times, you know, you see at times Guardiola did it at City where he changed Ortega and Edison. Matt, different number 1s Man United have had. But then you look around and go, Everton have still got Pickford, Arsenal have still got David Raya. Point I'm making is, does it give a defence huge confidence if you're constantly changing the goalkeepers? I don't necessarily think it does. And Vicario in the second half was much better, but first half I was sitting there going, just bring Kinski on. Just bring on Kinski. We get the goal from Tel, runs down to the right-hand side, gets the shot, deflects. Darlow's in no man's land there, can't really do much about it. Leeds, of course, went at half-time, 1-1. They equalised. Good finish from them. Getting at half-time, and I'm thinking, right now, this is where we should see some changes. We made some changes in the second half. Danso come on. Brennan Johnson come on. Mathys Tel come on. You'd expect that when you're, winning in the game. We get the second goal in about the 57th, 58th minute. Pedro Porro plays a really good ball down the right-hand side. Kudus runs onto it, cuts back on his left, drives across just outside the box, pulls the trigger of his left foot. And I just said, made a TikTok. I think right now, in terms of wingers in the league, I think he's one of the best right wingers in the league. I'm putting him, as it stands, right wingers, I'm putting him top 3. This season, in terms of performance this season. Of course, Salah and Saka are better, but the way he performs in a team that doesn't have a huge amount of creativity, got the assist against Brighton, got 2 assists against Burnley, got another assist today, got his first goal today. I think he has been unbelievable for us this season. The only game, of course, he wasn't really involved in was the Bournemouth game, but to be fair, collectively, across the whole team as a unit, we were shit. But today was a really, really deserved win. Second half, we went back to last 15 minutes. We brought on Danso. We went to a free centre-back, Romero van der Ven Danso, with the 2 wing-backs, Udogie and Porro. Completely don't see that with a lot of managers. The fact that he's tactically able to change into different systems, and the fact that we've got such a good centre-back pairing as well as good full-backs, it enables us to go and do that. You look at the last 4 results, beating Doncaster in the Cup, going out to Bodo, being 2-0 down, showing a bit of character to come back into the game. Never should have been 2-0 down in the first place against Bodo. Should have won that game. To get back into the Brighton game as well, being 2-0 down there. Last, Premier League game week against Wolves, we were absolutely shocking. But again, got back into the game at the end. And you can see that Thomas Frank, in the short time he has been here, has tried to install a resilience within this group. You can see that we are prepared to play to the very, very end and give absolutely everything until the final whistle goes. And we go into the international break, only losing 1 of our opening, 6 or 7 games, against Bournemouth, beating Man City, going to West Ham away, where we don't have a great record there, beating them, beating Leeds away, of course, beating Burnley at home. Obviously, losing to Bournemouth wasn't great, and managing to steal a draw against Wolves wasn't the best result in the world. But it's 6 games now unbeaten. When you look at both games in the Champions League, the Doncaster win, and then we come back after the international break. We have got some tough fixtures later this month. I think we've got Everton away. I think we've got Copenhagen coming up in the Champions League. November's going to be really tough for us. We've got Chelsea, we've got Arsenal, we've got PSG. You'd hope by November sort of time or later this month, we should have Kulusevski back, we should have Solanke back, which of course will make Thomas Frank's life a lot easier, considering we are missing a lot of our creativity, we're missing a lot of our firepower. But it's a really good start for Frank. It's a really good start. 2nd in the league. I think only Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Liverpool have had better starts than us. Only conceded 5, scored 14. Should be plus 9 goal difference or plus 8 goal difference. I think I conceded 6. Really, really good start. The next month, though, we're going to find out between now and the end of November what this group of players is really like, when we have to play Chelsea, when we have to play Arsenal, when we've got to play PSG. Had a really good performance against PSG in the Super Cup, but that was a PSG side that only went back into training 2 or 3 days in advance before that game. Now, the same PSG side just went out and beat Barcelona with no Marquinhos, no Ousmane Dembele, no Desiree Doué, no Gravstelia. So it's going to be tough for us, but I think we've got the right manager. I think we've got the right group of players right now, and I think we are slowly trying to build something. But I'm over the moon, absolutely over the moon. But make sure you drop a like, make sure that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.